Hello students, welcome to Indian Constitution class. I am Ami Patel. Today we discuss Unit 3 of Indian Constitution, that is Silent Feature and Characteristic of Indian Constitution. Constitution. A constitution refers to the basic principles and law of a state that determines the power and duties of the government and also provide a platform or base for the determining the fundamental rights and duties of the people. Constitution is a set of principles, rules according to the state governed. We can say simply it's a rule book. 26 November is celebrated as the Indian Constitution Day. This day is called as Constitutional Day or Samvidhan Divas. Next key feature is written and large constitution. Final draft of Indian Constitution, which is the longest in the world, was adopted on 26 November 1949. It was legally enforced on 26 January 1950, the day we are celebrating as a Republic Day. The original copy of Indian Constitution were written in Hindi and English, two languages. Each member of Constitution Assembly drafted the Constitution, signed two copies, one for Hindi and one for English. The original Constitution of India was handwritten by Prem Bihari Narayan. Indian Constitution is made up by the people of Indian representative body, the Constitution Assembly, that was organized in December 1946. Its first session was held on 9th December 1946. On 24 January 1950, 284 members of Constitution Assembly signed the Indian Constitution at the Constitution Hall. Now the hall is known as Central Hall of Parliament in New Delhi. Indian Constitution has 395 articles, 22 parts, 8 schedules at the time of beginning. But currently, Constitution of India has 448 articles, 25 parts and 12 schedules. There are 103 amendments we have been made in Indian Constitution till the date. Next key feature is Preamble of Constitution. Preamble is taken from a Latin word preambulis, means to go before or introduction. For any act, it is an introductory statement. It shows the purpose, philosophy, use, principle and objective of act. Preamble is one type of blueprint, एक नक्शे की तरह है. Preamble is the preface which highlight the entire constitution. The preamble to the Constitution of India is briefly introductory statement that set out the guidelines which guides the people of the nation and to present the principle of the Constitution and to indicate the source from which the Constitution derives, its authority and meaning. It includes fundamental rights and fundamental duties. Next feature is federal policy. The federal form of government means a division of power. Power of government is divided into two or more than two forms. To perform various functions, Government of India have various three branches. They are executive branches, legislative branch and a judiciary branch. Now, let's discuss about legislative branch. It is called as the Indian Parliament. It includes President of India, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha, it is also called as House of People and maximum number of members are 545. Out of 530 members are elected from state, 13 members are elected from union territories and 2 members are nominated by President. Rajya Sabha is also known as Council of State and it is a upper house of Parliament. Maximum members are up to 245. Let's discuss about executive branch. It is responsible for daily administration of the state bureaucracy. It includes President, Vice President and Prime Minister of India. President of India is head of state. He is elected by member of both House of Parliament and member of Legislative Assembly of State and Territories. Vice President is second highest position after President. He is a chief of Indian government, advisory of the President and head of Council of Ministry. Now, the last is judiciary branch. It is divided at various levels. First is Supreme Court, second one is High Court, and the last one is a District Court. Supreme Court is located in New Delhi. It includes Chief Justice and Chief Justice of India and 30 other judges. The Chief Justice of India is appointed by President of India. Now, High Court of India. There should be a single High Court in every state. High Court work under the guidance of Supreme Court. Now, District Courts. It includes several civil courts and criminal courts. District Courts deals with the various cases such as civil and claim property related matters to criminal case. In criminal court, judge is known as a session judge, and in civil court, judge is known as a district judge. Next key feature is parliamentary system of government. The parliamentary system is a system of governance. The legislature of the central government is known as the parliament. The Indian parliament is composed of President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by people. Election to the Lok Sabha are held at regular interval time. All the political parties contest this election. The party which get more than half of seats is considered as the majority party. The majority party forms the government. Sometimes when no party gets clean majority, some parties comes together to form a majority and they can establish the government. This kind of government is known as coalition of government. In this way, candidates directly elected by people become a member of legislature and party in a majority gets chance to form the government. Okay. The leader of the majority party becomes the prime minister. He or she select candidate for he or she selects candidate for ministerial position from among his or her colleagues. In the parliamentary system, the executive has dual responsibility. First, as the executive, they have to implement law, and second, as they are member of legislature, they also have to fulfill responsibility of their legislature. The Prime Minister and the Counseling of the Minister is responsible to the legislature for all their action and policy. Decision taken by any ministry or department is considered as decision of the government. The entire counseling of ministry is responsible for the decision. Next key feature is India is a secular state. Indian constitution provides the ideology for secularism. Hence, it does not uphold any particular one religion as an official state religion. The word secular was added by 42 Amendment of 1976. The state secure equality before law by Article 14. No discrimination on the basis of religion. Equal opportunity for the public employment. Freely follow any religion. No person is entitled to any tax for promotion of their religion. No religion instruction can be given in any educational institute maintained by a state. नेक्स्ट की फीचर इज सिंगल सिटीजनशिप। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का पार्ट 2 है, इनमें सिटीजनशिप डिस्कस किया गया है। इनमें 4 क्लास बनाए गए हैं और जो लोग ये 4 क्लास में आते हैं वो इंडियन सिटीजन कहलाएंगे। फर्स्ट इज पर्सन इज डोमिसाइल इन इंडिया। सेकेंड पर्सन वो माइग्रेटेड फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान टू इंडिया। थर्ड वन द पर्सन वो माइग्रेटेड टू पाकिस्तान एंड फोर्थ वन द पर्सन लिविंग इन एब्रोड। Every Indian is a citizen of India, irrespective of his or her residence or place of birth. He or she is a citizen of India. All the citizens enjoy common uniform citizenship. Next key feature is independence of judiciary. The Indian judiciary is divided into 4 parts: Supreme Court, High Court, District Court and Nyaya Panchayat. Supreme Court at national level, High Court at state level, District Courts at district level and Nyaya Panchayat at village level. Next key feature is India is a democratic state. Democratic government is a government that is governed by the people. India is a democratic state as it is not under monarchy, and here every person has its own rights. People enjoy equal political rights. On the basis of these rights, the people freely participate in the process of politics. They elect their governments. Regular elections are held for electing government. The people can change their government through election. For all the activities, the government of the India is responsible before people. Next feature is India is a republic country. A democratic polity can be classified into 2 categories: monarchy and republic. India is not ruled by a king. Republic country is a country where all the decisions are made by the representative elected by the public. India has president who has a power for fixed term of 5 years. After every 5 years, the people of India indirectly elected their president. Next feature is India is a union of states. Article 1 of the Constitution declares that India, that is Bharat, is a union of state. The term union of state shows 2 important facts. First is Indian union is not the result of voluntary agreement among independent states. The second, state of India do not demands the right to separate from union. Indian Union has now 28 states and 8 union territories. Next is emergency provisions. The President can declare 3 types of emergency: national emergency, state emergency and financial emergency. Article 352, announcement of the national emergency. Article 356, provisions for the occasion of the failure of the constitution system of state. And Article 360, provisions regarding the financial crisis. नेशनल इमरजेंसी को तब लागू किया जाता है जब देश में वॉर डिक्लेयर हो, आर्म रिबेलियन और एक्सटर्नल एग्रेशन की सिचुएशन। आर्म रिबेलियन मीन्स देश में कोई हथियारबंद ग्रुप प्रेजेंट गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ हो जाए। एक्सटर्नल अग्रेशन मीन्स बिना वॉर डिक्लेयर किए देश कंट्री पे अटैक होता है। नेशनल इमरजेंसी वॉज डिक्लेयर्ड इन फर्स्ट इन 1962 इंडो चाइना वॉर, second in 1971 Indo-Pakistan War, and third time in 1975 to 1977 internal disturbance, and that was declared by Indira Gandhi. National emergency can be applied only for 6 months. It can be extended. During national emergency, fundamental rights can be suspended. अगर प्रेसिडेंट को लगता है कि any state government is not running according to the constitution, the president can apply the state emergency to that particular state. or any territory's financial condition is not stable, it's in dangerous condition, the president can apply the financial emergency to that particular state. Next feature is Indian constitution is mixture of rigidity and flexibility. The constitution of India is partially rigid and partially flexible. Some of its provision can be amended in difficult way while other can be very easily. The Article 368 provide two methods for amendment. It can be easily amended by two-thirds majority of total member present and voting in each of its two houses. In second, in special circumstances, a very rigid method has been provided. In this first, Union Parliament passed the amendment bill by majority of total membership and two-thirds majority of membership present and voting in each house, and then it goes the state legislature for ratification. The amendment gets passed only when it is approved by not less than one half of several states of union. Next feature is fundamental rights. Article 12 to 35 Constitution of India grants the guarantees fundamental rights to its citizens. It is called the Indian Bill of Rights. Initially there were seven fundamental rights granted, but after deletion of right to property from the list of fundamental rights, there are only six fundamental rights. The first is right to equality, Article 14 to 18. It provides for equality before law, end of discrimination, equality of opportunity, abolition of untouchability, and abolition of titles. Second fundamental right is right to freedom, Article 19 to 22. Freedom of speech and expression, freedom to move freely in India, freedom of residence in any part of India, freedom of adopting any profession or occupation, freedom to form association. Okay. Article 21A, rights to education for children between the age of 6 to 14 years has been granted. The Article 22 guarantees of protection against arbitrary arrest and detention. Third fundamental right is right against exploitation. These fundamental rights prohibits the sale and purchase of human beings, forced labor, and employment of children in any factory. Fourth fundamental right is right to freedom of religion, Article 23 to 28. This right involves the freedom of ethic, religion, and worship. Any person can follow any religion. It allows all religions to establish and maintain their religious institute. The state cannot charge any tax for any religion, and Constitution prohibits the convey of religions instruction in a school and colleges. Fifth fundamental right is constitutional and educational right. The Constitution guarantees the right of minorities to maintain and develop their language and cultures. It allows the right to establish and maintain their educational institute. Next fundamental right, sixth one, is right to constitutional remedies, Article 32. It provides for enforcement and protection of fundamental rights by a court. It empowers the Supreme Court and High Courts to issue rights for the enforcement of these rights. अगर ये 5 फंडामेंटल राइट्स है, इसका वायोलेशन होता है, तो उसके अगेंस्ट में आप कोर्ट में जा सकते हो. Next is fundamental duties. According to Article 51A, it shall be duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and national anthem. Means हमें Constitution को follow करना चाहिए. उनके institution like UPSC, इलेक्शन कमीशंस, उनको हमें फॉलो करना चाहिए। नेशनल फ्लैग है, नेशनल एंथम है, उनका हमें रिस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए। टू चेरिश एंड फॉलो द नोबल आइडियल्स दैट इंस्पायर्ड द नेशनल स्ट्रगल फॉर फ्रीडम, राइट। हमारे जो फ्रीडम फाइटर्स हैं उनके आइडियाज़ को हमें फॉलो करना चाहिए, ये हमारा नोबल ड्यूटीज़ है। टू अपहोल्ड एंड प्रोटेक्ट द सोवरिटी, यूनिटी एंड इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ इंडिया। सोवरिटी मतलब कि सुप्रीम, राइट। इंडिया को कोई डिसीजन लेने में किसी की ज़रूरत नहीं है। इंडिया इज़ कैपेबल टू टेक अ डिसीजन ऑफ इट्स ओन वे। टू डिफेंस द कंट्री एंड रेंडर नेशनल सर्विस व्हेन कॉल्ड अपॉन टू डू सो। तो हमारी कंट्री को हमें खुद डिफेंस करना चाहिए। टू प्रमोट हार्मोनी एंड स्पिरिट ऑफ कॉमन ब्रदरहुड एमंग ऑल दीज पीपल ऑफ India, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversity, to reject practice derogatory to dignity of woman. Next, to value and preserve the rich heritage of country's composite culture, right? तो हमें जो कल्चर है कंट्री का, हेरिटेज कल्चर है, उसको हमें प्रिजर्व करना चाहिए। टू प्रोटेक्ट एंड इम्प्रूव द नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट इंक्लूडिंग फॉरेस्ट, लेक, रिवर, वाइल्ड लाइफ एंड हैव अ सिंपैथी फॉर लिविंग क्रिएशन। टू डेवलप द साइंटिफिक टेम्पर, ह्यूमनिज्म एंड स्पिरिट ऑफ इंक्वायरी एंड रिफॉर्म। तो हमारी जो सोच है वो हमें साइंटिफिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हमें सोचना चाहिए। टू सेफगार्ड द पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी एंड अवॉइड वायलेंस। पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी को हमें प्रोटेक्ट करना है। टू डू योर बेस्ट टूवर्ड एक्सलेंस इन ऑल डोमेन ऑफ इंडिविजुअल एंड कलेक्टिव एक्टिविटी, so that nation constantly rise to higher level of achievement। हमें किसी भी काम में हमारा बेस्ट देना है, राइट। जैसे तो उससे हमारा नेशन आगे बढ़ सकता है। To provide opportunity for education between the age of 6 and 14 years, this duty was added by 86 Constitutional Amendment Act in 2000